One morning, Gordon was in the yard taking on coal, his third load of the day.
Hurry up, Gordon. You've been under that coaling chute more times than you've been pulling the express. Some would say you're being rather gluttonous.
I'm an important engine. I pull the longest train on the island. I doubt an engine like you would understand, little James. James was furious and went about his work. Later, Gordon then went off to take on water. He had to take on water from the yard's hose because the water tower was under repair due to rust damage. Just then, Devious Diesel rolled by, arranging a train of his own. His exhaust vent pumped out black smoke all over. Careful, oiler. I'd hate to get dirty after only just having a washdown.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gordon. I didn't really see you there, to be honest. However, you shouldn't be drinking that water. I've heard it gives engines boiler ache.
Ha! What is this? Educating Gordon Day? First James, now you. You smaller engines are just irritating. I could outwork all of you even without my tender.
I'm sorry, but no amount of tenders can save you from the inevitable, Gordon.
What are you blabbering about?
Oh, haven't you heard? Steam engines all around the mainland are being withdrawn. No longer useful. No longer allowed to run. All being replaced by modern engines, like me.
Nonsense. We engines are pride of the line. We've made our mark in the history books with our speed and remarkable agility.
Not anymore, old-timer. But do you know what the best part is? Since the steam engines are no longer being used, rather than simply letting them waste away in the sheds and sidings, they are taken to the yards far away, where they are scrapped. That's right. Cut up, melted back down, and used to build something more modern, stronger, and faster. The only thing suitable for a useless wreck.
An outraged Gordon wished steam at Diesel. That is quite enough, you rattlebox. I've had it with you and your lies. I haven't time to sit and dawdle with you. I have my very important trade to take, something that you little Diesels will never understand. Gordon scoffed as he left Diesel in a cloud of thick white steam. Deep down inside, Gordon couldn't shake off that feeling lingering in the back of his smokebox, that what Diesel said may have been true indeed. The Fat Controller noticed Gordon's weary expression as he backed down onto the express. Cheer up, Gordon. It's not like you to seem so unhappy. I can't, sir. Is it true what Diesel says? What has he said this time? As if you can trust an engine like him with his past conduct. Is it true, sir, that steam engines are being withdrawn and scrapped on the mainland? Yes, Gordon. What, sir? That can't be! All my Doncaster brothers and sisters being out in line for the cutter's torch? I'm afraid so, my dear engine. Oh, no. Gordon murmured sadly in a soft, defeated moan as he departed with the midday express. But after that day, Gordon was never the same. He felt as though his world was crumbling after hearing the demise of his brothers and sisters. The others could see it in his work as well. He wouldn't pull his express as fast, and on some days, he wouldn't steam altogether. He felt miserable, and this caught the Fat Controller's attention. Let me see here. No. Oh! There is another! Okay, here's my telephone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Aha! Yes, hello. This is Sir Stephen Toppermat. May I speak with Mr. Pegler, please? Hello. Yes, Mr. Pegler. I am Sir Toppermat, the controller of the Northwestern region of British Railways. Congratulations on your engine. A real historical gem he is. Well, one of my engines is a Pacific as well. I was wondering if you would be interested in bringing him to Sodor. Come on, old boy. Your brothers wouldn't want to see you like this now, would they? It doesn't matter. They can't see me any longer, can they? All my hard work means nothing in the eyes of those who are up above on the ladder of corporate leadership. You are wrong, Gordon. Your hard work means everything to me and to your passengers. It is the reason I haven't shut down the Wild Nor'Westers since the day my father opened the service. You are one of this railway's greatest legacies, and they will have to put me into the cold, hard ground before I scrap you or any of my family's fabulous engines. Your words mean a lot, sir, but ultimately, no amount of words can bring back any of my Doncaster brothers. They are all gone, except for one. Except for one? You mean there is another? Yes, Gordon, and he's come to see you himself. A very particular looking engine backed down onto the turntable. It had two giant tenders with the letters LNER and the numbers 4472 written on his tenders. The other engines were fascinated by the visitor's appearance, but Gordon let out a chorus of whistles and cheers as he instantly recognized the newcomer as the one and only Flying Scotsman. Well, I can't believe my eyes. Is that my little Doncaster brother Gordon? Scotty, my brother, we finally meet again after so many years. How are you, brother? I have been doing very well, brother. Thanks to Mr. Pegler, I have had a new lease on life, and I am ever so grateful. What about you? I almost didn't recognize you. Ah, yes, I've had quite the rebuild ever since Doncaster. New colour, new tender, new livery, lots of new things. Never as good as a Doncaster engineer's work, but still good nonetheless. Of course, I've heard you've had quite the few adventures on this railway, haven't you, little brother? Like that one I heard where Edward had to assist you up the hill, or the one where you fell into the ditch after refusing to take a train, or when you lost your dome trying to go 100 miles an hour. Right, that's quite enough. The two brothers were happier than ever to be reunited after such a long time. But Scotsman's arrival was quickly reaching the ears of many on Sodor and beyond. People, cameramen, news reporters, and enthusiasts alike came from all over Sodor and the mainland to see the two brothers, and not just people.
What's the fastest train you've ever pulled?
Did you truly hit 100 first? What's Edinburgh like nowadays? Everyone wanted to meet the famous engine. And to their delight, Scotsman was a very charming and friendly individual. He enjoyed the company of all the engine's steam and diesel. They also found out that he was a very hard worker, as Scotsman pulled a special enthusiast excursion from Knapford to Barrow every day for his stay on the railway. Everyone got along very well with Scotsman. That is, except for Henry. Henry jealously pushed Oz around the yards as he kept thinking about flying Scotsman. It isn't fair. Why does that flying crackpot get 2 tenders? He's retired. I'm still working my wheels off on this railway, yet I'm still stood here with 1. He's famous. He was the first. Or at least the second, I think. But even if he was the second, it's still a monumental feat. Going faster doesn't make him any more useful than the rest of us. I deserve a second tender just as much as he does. Duck then whispered something to Donald. You know, Henry, you're in luck. I know somewhere where there's a few spare tenders that no one uses. You? What business does a tank engine have with tenders? All right, deal's off. Donald, would you like some tenders? That sounds baddy. I'd be glad to take 'em off your hands. But I'd hate to deprive you of the honor. Well, I'm only a tank engine, you see. I don't know much about tenders. Perhaps James would... All right, sorry for being rude to you, Duck. How many tenders are there? And when can I get them? There's 6. You can pick them up this evening if you wish, Henry. I'd be more than happy to. Henry peeped as he chuffed out of the yards. 6 lovely tenders. What a splendid sight I'll be for sure. That will show the other engines the sort of engine I am. Henry was excited. He daydreamed all day as he went about his day. 6 new tenders, 6 new tenders. What a lovely sight, what a lovely sight, he thought to himself. At last, the big moment finally came. All the engines gathered up around Tidmouth to see the sight. An engine with 6 tenders? That quacker better not be pulling my coupling. Oh, do be optimistic, little brother. Duck then trundled through the station and whistled long and loud to get everybody's attention. Ladies and gentle engines, I present to you the Flying Henry. Duck trundled up the line, and out from the station came Henry and his 6 tenders. Duck was right, there were indeed 6 tenders, but what he didn't tell Henry was that they were from the Kildane scrapyard, and they were filled to the brim with boiler sludge. As the engines erupted in laughter, Henry wheeshed out steam to at least try and hide himself, but it was too little too late. Had a good washout, Henry. You should get one. You'll feel a different engine afterwards. Henry couldn't quite tell, but he thought that the voice sounded like Gordon's. Henry made quick work of returning the old tenders exactly where they came from. Curse that duck, curse these tenders, and curse these wretched scrapyards. Nothing good comes from these wastelands. Though Henry left with a nasty impression of the scrapyards then after, something would happen later from the scrapyards that would be anything but wretched. But that's a story for a very distant day. Should you visit the west coast of Sodor, you'll find miles of sandy yellow beaches where the ocean touches the land, and plenty of cliffs where the birds perch themselves to sing. You'll also likely find Duck, the great western engine, puffing through the cliffside. He always enjoys the salty sea air, hitting his side tanks gently as he puffs along the coast.
Oh, it's a lovely day to plunge into the seas.
I couldn't agree more with you, old chap. Too bad we've got work to do.
Now that's a statement too true for comfort. Though I always find myself enjoying a hard day of work. That is the Great Western Way, after all.
Duck's driver was right. There was much work to be done during the summer. Trains of cargo were flowing out of the various docks and harbors, and passengers crowded the station like grass on a field. Work was plentiful, but the engines were not so plentiful.
Ahoy, Duck! Do you mind giving a bloke a hand over here?
Right, I'll go as soon as we finish shunting these flatbeds, and delivering the passengers, and bringing those empties from Augsburg.
Though the engines were always happy to have such a vast amount of work to be done, the heat of the season was not only rising tempers around the island, but in the engines as well. One bright sunny day, Edward found Trevor close to the trackside and decided to stop and chat. Trevor expressed how grateful he and the vicar were for promoting their garden party. But as they were speaking, Douglas steamed by, pulling a long train of coal trucks.
Get on your leash, Edward. There may be time for gossiping around in the sun when there's work that needs doing.
How rude. Douglas, I want a word with you. I don't appreciate how you spoke to me and Trevor earlier today. Trevor and I are good friends. You and he have a lot in common, you know.
Oh, do we now? And pray tell, what would that be?
Scrap.
Didn't mention that word. It makes me wheels wobble.
You know, it does the same to Trevor. Being reminded of his near fate never sits well with him.
Nor does it sit well with me. I apologize, Edward. It's just this work and heat is making me all hot and bothered is all.
Yes, I can see that. Sir Tom Hatch should definitely look into finding a new steam engine to help out on the branch line.
Aye, if only he could. We both know there ain't many of them left on the mainland. Only diesels tread those rails now.
Douglas was right, but not many doesn't mean none. Once a week, there's a special train that needs to be taken to the other railway off of Sodor and on the mainland. It was Douglas's turn to pull the train. He had never pulled the train before. Douglas made it to the station far away, where only the diesels worked. He was greeted with snarls and scoffs, as every diesel there eyed him like a sheep in a pack of wolves. They rudely picked on him like hounds.
A little lost, aren't you?
What's my coat, you dirty ass pot?
Another one for the scrap heap.
Tin can, kennel, crap toad puffer.
You smell your fireplace.
How welcoming.
After a while, Douglas delivered his train to the station. He found a quiet part of the yard away from the diesels to arrange his trucks for his return journey. Just as he shunted the last truck, he heard a faint...
Oh! Hang on. That sounds like a steam engine. Who's there?
Are you an engine from Sodor?
Aye, and I'm bloody hell proud of it.
Thank goodness. What's your name, sir?
No need for the sir, lad. Douglas is the name.
Nice to meet you, Douglas. I'm Oliver. I'm here with my brake van Toad and my coach Isabel. We're hiding in this yard because we run out of coal and have no more steam.
But what are you lot doing here?
We're escaping to your railway.
Is it from scrap you're escaping?
Yes. Oh, it was awful. They were gonna cut us all up.
I'd be glad to help you lot.
Really? Oh yes, thank you, Mr. Douglas,
Shh! Hold your steam. We can't go just yet. There's young diesels all around this place and they'd be bothered to see you leaving here with me. We've got to make it look like as though I'm taking you away for scrap.
Everyone worked fast. The crew set about writing scrap with chalk all over Oliver and the others. Shouldn't you find a turntable or...
No time to turn around. I'ma run tender first. Come on.
Yo-ho! Yo-ho!
Steam is escaping. Yoo-hoo.
Take no notice. We're almost out of this hellhole.
But a foreman heard the diesel's warning and stopped the two just before they could clear the station.
Aha! What do we have here?
Oh no, we're gonna... Shh! I've got this.
A Great Western engine, a goods brake, and a Western auto coach. Just exactly where you're taking this slot at this time of night.
Nowhere. Just taking this heap of junk for spares and scrap. Take a wee peek if you wish.
Oh, nice doggy.
Seems in order, but I've seen stranger. Right away, driver.
Phew. 'Twas a close one, that was, wasn't it?
Oh, we've had worse. We've ran at night. Almost. As Oliver told his story to Douglas, the nighttime cavalcade made it across the mainland as Douglas crossed the bridge to Sodor, now being free from the mainland's jurisdiction.
We're home! You're safe now, laddie!
We're free! Yes, free at last!
Hooray! Hooray!
Shh, hold your cheering. The works are there. We'd best leave Oliver till we've tell the Fat Controller. Thank you so much, Douglas. We can't thank you enough for what you've done.
You're my hero.
He's our hero, Mrs. Isabel.
It was nothing, lad. I ran away here with my brother years ago, but we weren't brave enough to do what you did.
Douglas quietly shunted Oliver into the shed as to not attract the workman's attention, but just when he thought he was free of sight...
Dougie! Where have you been? I've been looking up and down the yards for your tender, cause we... What's going on here?
Dinna fuss yourself, Donny. Just a bloke I saved from scrap.
Hello, I'm Oliver. This is Toad and Isabel.
Hello, kind sir.
Greetings, Mr. Donald.
Hello you all. Dougie, we can't leave him here without telling the Fat Controller.
No, we can't. Just look at the state of them. We were in perfect condition when we arrived, but Topham nearly sent one of us away. We canna rush his life, Donny. Please, for all his sake, dinna tell a soul.
Alright, mum's the word.
Though Donald certainly kept his word and didn't tell anyone about Oliver's arrival, his crew, on the other hand, didn't promise anything, and told the first engine that they saw. There's a Great Western engine at the works, Duck. Same place you used to work on.
Another Great Western engine? You're joking. Henry, there's a new engine at the works.
Then Henry quickly told Gordon. Then Gordon told Thomas. It wasn't long before every engine, big and small, knew about Oliver's arrival. After being up all night and working that morning, Douglas was ran knackered. Flying Scotsman was off on his enthusiast excursion, leaving Douglas a berth to rest at the sheds. But as he slid into the berth next to Donald, he heard the others talking about something they shouldn't have known.
There's no way around it. The Fat Controller has to know about him.
Indeed. We need another deputation. I suggest Douglas be it this time.
A deputation? For what, I wonder?
You know why. For Oliver. The Fat Controller may not mend him
Hold your huff, Henry. I never told you a lot about Ollie, which means... Tony, you bloody squealer! You promised you wouldn't say a word!
Rise off, you prat! I didn't even peep a word!
Ach, aye, where you go of calling me a wee prat?
'Cause you are one, you wee git!
I'd rather be a git than a squealer!
I didn't even squeal, you big black...
What is all this commotion, you two?
Oh, nothing, sir. Just Donny here doesn't know how to keep his big trap shut.
I've never opened it in the first place!
Open his mouth about what, exactly?
You see, it's a tad complicated, sir. I can't quite explain it.
Is it about Oliver and the others?
Sir, please, they can be assets to us if we...
Don't worry, Douglas. I've assured them that both are safe and welcomed on our railway. They're at the works being refurbished and overhauled.
Hang on, who told you? I certainly didn't.
You swear you didn't tell?
I told you. As sure as me name's Donny, I didn't tell a soul.
Now, if you didn't tell anyone, how in the world did everyone else find out?
Gordon was the one who told me.
Not before Henry told me.
But Duck told me about him.
Well, I only knew because Donald's driver told me.
Link, you squealer! Ever heard of minding your own business?
Was only trying to help. The more people know about it, the sooner we'd have to keep Oliver a secret. All right, everyone, calm yourselves. The foreman at Barrow informed me all about you bringing a special scrap train here. Then I met Oliver and his crew, and they told me all you've done. And I am very proud of you, Douglas. Your actions for Oliver were nothing more than heroic. Well done. The engines all cheered for Douglas and his heroic efforts. Some time later, Duck was pulling a train near Crothan's Gate. Montague, is that you?
I don't believe my eyes! Oliver, you were the Western engine that was saved?
Yep, it's me, Monty. Been a while, huh? Hello, Mr. Montague. It's been some time, no?
Hello, Montague.
Isabel? Toad? My oh my, it's a great Western reunion!
I suppose you could call it that. You wouldn't believe the adventure I've had, or that we've all had for that matter. Though Oliver was far away from home, and his home had changed quite a bit from what he knew before, he was glad to have a piece of home with him on Sodor. Although there were 2 reminders of his escape coming soon. Henry the Green Engine was delivering a train to Croven's Gate. Once he delivered it, he set off to find a turntable to turn around. He found one and approached the turntable with decent speed, but as he approached, his driver forgot to throw on the brakes to slow him down and reverse the regulator before Henry could stop. A loud clank was heard and Henry shuddered to a halt, unable to move. The sudden change in direction without stopping heavily damaged Henry's regulator, causing the gear to break in his system. Henry was furious.
Oh, ouch! Who put me in reverse?
I'm so sorry, old boy. Forgot to stop you.
Are you daft? How could you make me change direction without stopping me first?
It was an accident. Oh dear. Regardless, there's no way we can fix you here. We're gonna have to get you to the works.
Boko was down the line and shunted Henry into the works next to Oliver, who was nearly finished with his overhaul. Henry's wheels made an awkward clanking noise as he moved. Broken regulator.
Is it that obvious?
Afraid so. I recognize that noise from when it happened to me. Isn't that right, Isabel?
It was my first day.
I know, just teasing.
Never mind, Henry. It happens to the best of us.
It's embarrassing. Duck made a fool out of me with those tenders. Now my regulator is broke.
Well, I'll admit, you deserved the tenders, but your driver was just careless.
What about his tenders?
Don't ask.
Calm yourself, Henry. Besides, it's not like you're making a bad first impression or anything.
But as Boko tried to comfort Henry, two large diesels approached them from the main line. The one in front scoffed as he saw Henry and Oliver. Before the others could introduce themselves, he insulted them.
Ugh! I thought my inspector was having me on for a laugh when he told me about this island was ran by steam locomotives. Why on earth does your controller employ such out-of-date objects?
That's a funny way to say hello.
Don't mind him, he's a bit of a snob. I'm 7101, and my belligerent acquaintance here is 199. Glad to meet you all.
Seems like we have a devil and angel situation here.
Wait a minute. I recognize you. You escaped from the yard at Barrow with that Scot. You're lucky I wasn't there to stop him. I took you straight to the scrapyard where you belong.
Then why don't you take me then, oil pan?
Maybe I will.
Bug off, you big blue whale. We don't tolerate behaviors like yours.
Oh, but they have failed engines here. I've heard all about your stories of when you first arrived. You only lasted this long because you were rebuilt. And even now I can see you still failed.
That's enough! Be off with you!
Boko bellowed at the diesel. And he soon did. Big and small diesels are all the same, loud, smelly scoundrels. Or, maybe not all the same. Sorry, Boko.
It's alright. I understand your frustration. I also can't stand diesels like them, although the smaller one didn't seem bad at all.
Well, the bigger one wasn't exactly wrong.
Oh, cheer up, Henry. It's not about how one falls, it's how you get back up that matters.
Indeed. Oliver can attest to that, I'm sure.
Oh, very funny, Isabel. Nighttime was looming down across Sodor, and it's needless to say that 199 didn't exactly make a good first impression with the others.
It's high time, 7101.
High time for what?
That we took over this railway. With all these antique ovens here, it's a miracle we haven't been called here sooner.
Shush, 199. We're guests here. Besides, it's their railway after all.
I could give a toss if this is their railway. Besides, our controller always tells us steam engines spoil our image.
Of course we do. We show what frauds you are. Whenever the slightest fault happens to you, you simply whine and moan for a fitter.
Quite right. We have determination. We bring our trains home, if only on 2 wheels or with a crooked boiler.
My oh my! With incidents like those, it's truly no wonder we're needed.
Be careful, 199. Many can tell you that tempting fate never ends well.
Nonsense! Unlike you all, we are reliable. And most of all, we are revolutionary.
199's remark was greeted with wheezing and scowls.
Ugh! How rude!
You asked for it, now shut up!
The morning rose upon Sodor, and with it came a busy day for all the engines during the summer. The engines were being fired up for the day of work. The crews prepared the fireboxes, cleaned out the previous day's ash, and primed the injectors with water. A fairly standard process for steam engines, but 199 scoffed as the process seemed amusing to him.
So much work, so little time. Your crews must have gotten so little sleep since they had to wake up so early just to start you all. For us, all it takes is a fill of oil, I turn the key, and poof, we're off.
You know, I'm sensing a theme here.
Puh! Who cares? We certainly don't. So why is it you keep talking?
Just reminding you kiddos of the inevitable.
Then let me remind you of something, 199. Though it is acceptable to be proud of one's quirks and advantages, it is unacceptable to boast about it, nor is it acceptable to put others down because of it. The sooner you get rid of your boastful mentality, the longer you will last on my railway. Understood?
Yes,
I apologize about him, sir. He's just as proud of an engine as he is. 199 will soon make himself a valuable member, as I'm sure he's eager to do.
Oh. Well said, 7101. Now, there is a long train of petrol at the harbour that needs to be taken to the big station. 199, you are to take it.
Excuse me, sir. A goods train?
Yes? Is there a problem?
Well, of course. I am an express diesel. I meant to pull coaches along the main line, not dirty trucks from dirty harbors.
You will do the work that you are given. If you truly are the future of railways, then you should have no problem handling a simple freight train, right? Very well. As for you, 7101, also at the harbour is an express train departing that will be carrying passengers from a vacationing ocean liner called the Limited. It will depart at 11, and I want you to pull it.
I'll do my best, sir.
Wait! So you give the mixed traffic diesel the express train, and the express diesel the goods train? I demand we swap duties. We should switch trains, sir.
You will do the work I assign. Now go on. Though under heavy protest, 199 chortled away to the harbour, and albeit with a few splutters. The harbour was busy and noisy. Engines were puffing in and out non-stop. 199 whinged about the noise and especially the smell as he backed onto his train.
What a disgusting and noisy place.
It's a bloody harbour. What do you expect? Flowers to smell and choirs to sing?
I expect to be treated according to what I am. I am an express diesel, not a filthy freight engine such as yourself.
Look, I know that this railway is quite a bit jarring for you,
Putting it lightly.
but I'll be the first to tell you that boastful engines don't make it far on this island. I see a lot of my old self in you.
Preposterous! How could a disheveled mess such as yourself relate to me? You kiddles must stop trying to plague me with pointless lectures!
It's no use wasting your breath on him, James. Every lad's just got to learn this lesson for himself. That's just how it is these days.
In that case, I agree.
As 199 spluttered off to his destination, he began to make rather obscene noises. His motor involuntarily whined louder and louder. The driver noticed his temperature rising in his cab. Something's wrong. Your motor's getting too hot. You're gonna have to stop so I can check.
Oh, poppycock! No time for dawdling!
But as 199 went further down the line, his driver only got more and more concerned as his motor whined louder and louder. Right, that's it. I'm halting this train. But before the driver could fully stop the train, 199's engine coughed and spluttered to a stop on the upper line before white smoke flew out of his cooling fans.
British Railways happened!
He broke down. Don't you understand that, you silly great engine? You're now blocking the main line. We'll have to wait for help to get you out of the way. 199 just growled under his breath as he waited helplessly on the line. Henry's repairs were finished. There wasn't a turntable at the works, so Henry just traveled down the line in reverse.
What's the matter, old boy? You can move faster, can't you?
I know. I just can't stop thinking about what that diesel said.
Don't think of him. He's just full of his own fumes.
But I was indeed a failed engine. I never steamed right, and I got into an awful crash. The only reason why I'm still around is because Sir Topham Hatt took pity on me. I'm only as good as I am now because I was rebuilt.
Rubbish! You always tried your hardest despite your faulty build. Being rebuilt allowed you to thrive, and that's what matters. You are not a failed engine anymore, and... Henry, old boy, you won't believe this.
And indeed he couldn't. As Henry rolled next to 199, the signalman blew his whistle to catch his attention. Henry, thank goodness. For pity's sake, take this spam can away. It's broken down. The limited express is due through here shortly, but the diesel can't do anything but wail for his fitter.
Spam can? Why, you arrogant old...
Do it, or I will take my bloody tin opener to you. Henry was most delighted at the signalman's comments. Could you please clear the line for the limited, Henry?
I'll do you one better. I'll take this spam can where he needs to go.
And so Henry did. He changed tracks, buffered up to 199, and pulled the train off the line.
Who's old reliable now?
Not long after, 7101 rushed by with the limited, a growling and a roaring as he did.
Look, Spam Can, it's your little pal, 7101. I'm sure he'd hate to see you in such a state.
But 7101 didn't have time to notice.
he was having troubles of his own. Diesel engines have something called a transmission, which converts power from the motor to the wheels. 7101's transmission was newer and hadn't been thoroughly tested for tough situations like steep hills or heavy trains. As 7101 began to climb Gordon's Hill, his motor had to make a significant amount of power to climb it, but his transmission was failing to power his wheels appropriately. 7101 tried harder and harder to climb the hill, but as his motor whined louder still, crash! His motor overheated and his head gaskets blew off, allowing oil to drip all over. 7101 was stuck. As Henry made it further up the line with a broken spam can in his train behind him, another signalman waved Henry down. I've received a call from up the line. 7101 is broken down with the limited.
How ironic! I thought they would be laughing at me! What a joke indeed!
Moving 2 dead diesels? That's no joke for a failed engine. Do you think you can do it?
Well, I'll give it a jolly good try. I'd like to help 7101 anyway. He seems a lot more kinder than the old spam can down there.
Very well then. We mustn't keep the passengers waiting.
Get moving, you!
Henry buffered up to the back of the limited. His driver and fireman connected the brake pipes.
Turns out it's not as bad as we thought. 7101 has lost a tremendous amount of oil, but his crew have tried their best to reassemble his head gaskets, meaning his engine can function ever so slightly. We'll still have to carry most of the weight, but it's still support nonetheless.
Well, that's a mercy, but I'm ready to show just how enterprising I really am.
Are you ready?
Peep, peep, yes I am.
A crew laid out sand beneath Henry's wheels to provide extra grip. As the sand crunched away, Henry ascended up the hill ever so slowly.
Oh, come on! Up the hill, up the hill!
Henry chanted. The rescue tested his will and fortitude. But eventually, 7101 began to crest the hill. Then eventually, he went over the other side, beginning his descent. The coaches swiftly followed, allowing the weight to slowly pull the train down, allowing gravity to assist Henry.
I've done it! I've done it!
We did it! We did it!
The two chanted as Henry continued on. It was still an arduous task for Henry, slowly but surely moving 2 diesels and their trains. But unwilling to give up, he pressed on. He pressed on to Croak, where Donald and Flying Scotsman were there to relieve him. Why, I'll be darned! That Henry really was pushing 2 diesels and their trains. He is indeed. Well done, Henry. Henry was too knackered to respond, but he left off a little feeble smile. The passengers erupted from the coaches in a wave of fury and anger, complaining about what a bad railway it was. Until Sir Topham Hatt stepped out of Flying Scotsman's cab and quelled the anger of the passengers. Their complaints soon turned to congratulations as they heard of Henry's rescue and showed their appreciation to Henry by thanking him. Wow, you'd think I was never here by how many people love Henry. Aye, but it's bloody well deserved. That Henry's a hero. The passengers were even more delighted to see Flying Scotsman backing down on their train to take them the rest of the way, to which he swiftly did. The Fat Controller stayed behind to speak his mind to 199. It's clear to me that you are not the engine I need on my railway. You've been a nuisance in more ways than one, and for that, I would like you to return to the other railway. Your time is up, but I will write my views later.
As you wish, sir.
And just like that, the diesel left with a rather loud rumble. With this departure, Donald took his tankers where they needed to go. And Henry shunted 7101 to the works.
I'm sorry about 199 and the trouble he caused.
Oh, that's alright. It wasn't you who caused it. I heard that you shut him up in the sheds last night.
I did, but I'm also sorry about making a fool of myself today.
Never worry about that. A failed transmission can happen to any diesel. Before I was rebuilt, I couldn't build Sadistant Fire because of my firebox.
Really?
Yes, and before I came to your rescue, my regulator had broken. The bloody crack was louder than a gun's fire.
May have been loud, but probably not as loud as when my head gasket blew off. That was loud.
Then perhaps we should call you Bear. Your engine roars like one.
Bear. You know, I think I like that.
And so the name has since stuck. Once 7101 was repaired, he received a new livery and the name Bear. Bear now works on the main line as a mixed traffic engine hauling both passengers and goods trains throughout Sodor. He also occasionally works on the branch lines if there is help that is needed. Bear is a willing, hard-working and driven engine who's now made himself a well-deserved spot on the Northwestern Railway. But around the same time, Oliver was completely overhauled and repaired, and would have quite the turbulent experience on the railway afterwards, but that's a story I'll tell for next time.
Mountain cross the river deep. Maybe you'll find it's never as easy as it first appears. As it first appears. Just remember not to worry or get down at heart. Never lose faith in positive thinking. You'll be amazed when you achieve all the things you start. All the things you start. Never, never, never give up, even though the going's tough. Don't stop trying when you're tiring and you're out of puff. Never, never, never give up, even though you're feeling rough. If at first you don't succeed, never, never, never give up. If at first you don't succeed, then try and try again. Nothing in life is ever as easy, but you get there in the end, get there in the end. Blow your cares and woes behind you, start a brand new day. Nothing can stop you reaching your goal. If you're determined, you can do it. You will find a way. You will find a way. Never, never, never give up, even though the find. No matter how improbable, you won't know until you try. You can do whatever you choose, it just takes a little luck. So remember, never, never, never give up. Never, never, never give up, even though the going's tough. Don't stop trying when you're tiring and you're out of puff. Never, never, never give up, even though you're feeling rough. If at first you don't succeed, never, never, never give up. Never, never, never give up, even though the going's tough. Don't stop trying when you're tiring and you're out of puff. Never, never, never give up, even though you're feeling rough. If at first you don't succeed, never, never, never give up.
Another shiny, sunny day gleamed on the west coast of Sodor. Duck was getting ready for work, a very long day at that. The work was getting very busy with the coming opening of the branch line, and Duck was always ached from so much work from the previous days. He was just about to take his first train of the day when he heard a familiar whistle.
Ollie, you're out of the works, and in great Western green, just like me.
That's right, Monty. All finished and ready for work. As I am.
Oh, and I.
And I.
Oh, I didn't know you came with the second coach, Ollie.
That's because I didn't. That's Dulcie, another coach who was destined for the scrapyard. But the Fat Controller purchased her, and now she's here with us. And I couldn't be happier.
Well, I know one thing that might make you happier, Dulcie. A good day's work.
And Duck trundled off with his train, to which Oliver swiftly followed. Oliver on the branch line was just what the doctor ordered. Oliver was fast, agile, and the perfect engine to run on the coastside and deliver the passengers and workmen fast. His coaches helped make his journey easy as well. Similar to Annie and Clarabelle, Isabel and Dulcie have controls for the driver inside themselves to control Oliver, making their consist the perfect train for quick pickup and drop-off. Off we go, Isabel. Take the lead, Dulcie. Now the work was balanced, and everyone was happy. Oliver had to spend a couple nights at Tidmouth Sheds, where the other engines were fascinated with his story.
How inspirational! You, dear Oliver, have resource.
And are most courageous.
Yes, I suppose I am.
Can we hear your story again? Please?
But I've already told you lot.
Please, please, please!
Oh, all right, keep your couplings on. We could only run at night, and we had to rest during the day, in sheds that no one uses. One morning, the Fat Controller spoke with Oliver, who was getting ready to take the coaches out.
I must say, Oliver, your work has been stupendous, and is worthy of an applause. Your efforts have made the branch line a much more cohesive and well-functioning line. Everyone is happy.
Glad to be of service, sir. Doing the best you can is the Great Western way. Oh, what a model engine Oliver is.
Of course, though I'm curious to see any other talents you have.
I beg your pardon, sir?
You are excellent at pulling coaches, though I wish to see how you handle trucks. I would like you to go to Nafford Yards, where Thomas will be waiting to teach you around the yard. Percy will take care of your passenger duties.
Ooh, you get to go out and explore some more of the island. I feel envious.
But who will handle the coaches? Isabel and Dulcie need special care.
Oh, well, now he makes me feel old.
I am certain he can do well. Now, when you're ready, you may proceed to the yards.
Oliver? Before you puff off, please, I would prefer that you listen to what Thomas has to say. I do know how you used to get with directions from other engines sometimes.
That was 30 years ago, Isabel. I've learned sense.
I remember an old tank engine that pulled me. He also didn't take too kindly to my advice.
Well, I'm a changed engine, all right. I'll listen to what Thomas has to say, and I'll be as right as rain. Oliver puffed into the yards and was searching for Thomas, but as he did, the trucks giggled as he rolled by. They made snarky comments about him. Oh, hello? Anyone here seen Thomas about?
I know where there's a Thomas.
Oh, hello. I'm Oliver. I'm to work in these yards today.
And I'm to help you. So stop dawdling and let's get working.
Cheeky fella.
You're also a push-pull?
Well, auto tanks are quite similar. Our coaches can control us like yours.
See? Nothing too hard, right?
I guess not.
You don't sound too confident.
Well, we've had some nasty trucks on the old line, but not as nasty as these, I'll tell you.
Well, those are ballast trucks. They usually spend all day sitting around the maintenance trains. They usually tend to do nothing since they're all bored and fed up. Especially, what was his name? Scrubby, Scrunchy, Scratcher, I can't remember, but be careful around ballast trucks, especially...
Come on, Thomas, your branch line isn't going to run itself.
Alright, Oliver, just make sure you don't get too aggressive with the trucks. I speak from experience, it's not fun. Nice meeting you, bye!
Oliver began to arrange some trucks around the yard. Though they didn't make his job easy, and played a few tricks on him. Oh, come on! Stop it!
Okay.
Whoa! Gordon steamed by and noticed Oliver struggling.
What is going on, Oliver? Those trucks are shunting you, and opposed to you and shunting them.
Just a bit new for me, Gordon. I'll get them in line soon.
Sooner still, if you bother to give those trucks a good thrashing. That's what they need every so often, to realize you're not playing around. You are a courageous engine, after all.
All right, I suppose I am. Of course, Gordon didn't know anything about shunting trucks. I'm sorry to say, but Oliver listened to Gordon and bumped the trucks harder to get them to quiet down. Oliver was determined to show he was a courageous engine. Doc stopped by Knapford to get some coal and was shocked when he saw Oliver bash a pair of trucks out of the way.
Ollie, what's gotten into you?
Just getting these trucks in line and making sure they don't cause trouble.
Aye, but there's no need to play rough.
Shouldn't I? They've been harassing me all day. I'm just giving them a taste of their own medicine. Besides, Gordon says I'm contagious.
You mean you're sick?
No. He said I was courteous.
You mean you have good manners?
No, I don't know what he said, alright? But he thinks I'm brave, and he thinks I should show the trucks that. Speaking of which, I need to get some trucks ready for Henry's train.
Wait, Ollie, you shouldn't...
Bit of fast yourself, Duck. You'll learn it soon enough.
But Donald didn't know how soon that would be. Oliver arranged the last few trucks for Henry's train until he heard a faint whispering to Oliver nearby was an old, rusty ballast truck that looked like it could barely move. What's up? I need to get this train ready.
That's why I called you. I don't like causing trouble. If you shunt me at the end of that train, I'll promise I'll keep those trucks in line.
A ballast truck that doesn't like causing trouble? This seems suspicious.
Look at me, kid. I'm on my last wheels. I ain't gonna go out like every other truck on this island. Just let me keep your train in order for you.
Very well. Though Scruffy's words were convincing, Oliver would soon find out why you can never trust trucks.
Psst. Hey, guys. Oliver needs to switch tracks to shunt this train to the station. On my mark, push him back so that he interferes with the point switching.
The trucks all cackled and giggled quietly. Oliver buffered up to the train, intending to take them to Henry. No! Whoa, hey, stop that! But it was no use. Oliver fought hard, but the weight was too heavy for him to stop on his own. Duck was spinning around on the turntable as Oliver was heading towards him.
Oh no. Stop, Oliver! Stop!
I'm trying! But it was too little too late. Bemused but not bruised, Oliver laid bunker first into the turntable well.
Well, Oliver, are you feeling like a contagious engine now?
Oh, very funny, Montague.
Well, I'll tell you what's not funny. The turntable's out of commission. It'll be a long time before the others can use it, and likely a long time before you can be fixed.
That evening, Oliver was lifted out of the well to safety, though he was embarrassed when he was floating in the air. And I thought Duck would be the one to fly first.
Can't you explain this, Oliver?
I'm sorry, sir. I should have listened to Thomas's advice. I don't feel courteous or whatever it is. I feel like a big lump of scrap iron.
I don't think so. But now you know the damage cars can do. I suspect you'll know now for next time.
Yes, sir. The other engines felt rather sorry for Oliver, as he never tried to cause the accident in the first place.
The branch line won't be the same without you, lad.
A few weeks later, Oliver was fixed and ready to work again, albeit with a large chip on his side tank, never forgetting how the trucks made a fool out of him. I'll show them what for, he puffed to himself. But when Oliver got back to the yard, the trucks were everywhere, in no pattern. They also sang rudely and loudly, and once they spotted Oliver, they all got excited, especially Scruffy, the leader.
Oliver's no use at all, thinks he's very clever, says that he can manage us, that's the best joke ever. When he orders us about with the greatest folly, we just push him down the well. Pop goes old Ollie.
The other engines were shocked. Be quiet! Thomas ordered as he bashed a singing truck. But no matter how hard they tried, they wouldn't stop. The engines weren't everywhere, and everywhere they weren't, the trucks began again.
Oliver's no use at all, thinks he's very clever, says that he can manage us, that's the best joke ever.
After a while of trying to work with the trucks, the engines gave up.
We're sorry, Oliver. We tried to keep them under control, but ever since your crash, they seem to think they're invincible.
I know. It's all my fault, really. I shouldn't have let them bump me into the turntable well. Unbeknownst to the engines, in a siding was Oliver's brake van, Toad, who was not fond of the truck's attitude. Toad was sitting in a siding when Douglas steamed next to him, and he noticed Toad's concerned expression.
Eh? Toad, what's gotten you looking so bothered?
It's all these trucks, Mr. Douglas. I don't take kindly to any disrespect. But these trucks are the worst I've ever seen. All this disrespect and mockery for engines. When is it going to end?
He knows. Anytime new trucks come in, they're influenced by the old ones. And there's always a new wave of trouble that follows.
Well, you see, I was used a few times for army trains. Those men were hard-working and stood no nonsense. It inspired me to turn my ways and to also turn the ways of others. Which is why I can't stand these trucks and their disrespect.
You need, Toad, there was once a brake van that was causing me and my brother all manner of grief. I went up the hill to help James, and I crashed the brake van by accident. I never meant to do it, but the truck seemed to stop causing us trouble then after.
Mr. Douglas, may I stay in the yard today to help Mr. Oliver?
Certainly, Toad.
Toad and the Great Western Engines gathered in a siding to formulate a plan to show the trucks what for.
Oh, don't be silly, Toad. The best thing we all can do is just ignore them and let this whole thing blow over.
But Oliver interrupted. No, Monty, Toad's right. This is all my fault. I'm the only one that can put it right.
Beg pardon, Mr. Oliver. I meant no disrespect, you see.
Of course not, Toad. But my driver says the same thing. He's arranged for me to take a train soon with the station master.
Very well. I must get ready too. My passengers will be waiting. Good luck.
Thanks. They whistled to each other, but Oliver felt dreadfully nervous inside. Oliver marshaled his train 2 trucks at a time. Once he had a long enough line of trucks, he was ready to pull them along, until Toad suggested something.
You know, Mr. Oliver, if you place Scruffy at the end, you'll have him right behind you, meaning you can bump him if he starts doing his nonsense.
That's a great idea, Toad, Oliver realized as he went to fetch Scruffy. Back for round 2, old Ollie? Oliver braced himself for pulling the large train as he shunted Scruffy in front. Hold back, and pass the word to the others. But it wouldn't be that easy. There was sand on the rails, and Oliver's wheels gripped splendidly. Oliver gave a great heave.
Ooh, hang on, I don't like this much.
Go on,
cried Duck.
Well done, Oliver, well done.
Ooh.
Come on. I'm
coming apart.
And he certainly did. The cleanup crew thankfully was nearby, but so was the fat controller.
Oliver? Care to explain this, mess you've made?
I don't know what happened, sir. I was just trying to pull the trucks and then the truck behind me split in 2.
So you don't know your own strength, is that it? Don't worry, Oliver. That truck was old and ready to give out. It was my mistake for keeping him in service, as I thought. Rotten wood, rusty frames. Should have broken apart sooner.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not the engine you need. All I've seemed to do is just cause trouble when I take these trucks out.
Rubbish, Ollie. You were handling the trucks just fine from what Thomas told us when you were shunting the other day. And I'm certain you've learned sense from that crash into the turntable, Mr. Oliver.
So why don't you get this tray to pull when everything's cleaned up?
I'll give it a jolly good try. And once the mess was cleaned up, Oliver hauled the trucks away in stride. Keep in line, keep in line, Oliver chanted to the trucks, to which the trucks didn't say a word in response, mostly because they were too afraid, but it still made the journey all the easier for Oliver. That wasn't so bad.
I can't believe my eyes. Is that my Oliver pulling a goods train?
It is. Monty and the others convinced me, and I have to say, it's not that bad at all.
Who's Monty?
Montague. You know him, Percy. You've worked with him a few times.
Well, the others call him Duck from time to time.
Duck? What kind of a silly name is that?
He gave it to himself because he has a waddle when he puffs.
Oh yeah, he does do that.
Just like how my name is Percival. But I let the others call me Percy because it's shorter.
That's a fitting name for you, Percy. How have the auto coaches been treating you? And how has Percy been treating you, girls?
It's been quite a ride, to say the least, but Percy knows how to handle us.
Yes, and I love your branch line, Oliver. There's so much to see and so much to do.
Nowadays, Oliver is a much wiser engine and knows how to handle trucks, though the trucks aren't brave enough to play any tricks on him again.
Don't play tricks on Mr. Oliver.
If you bump him, he'll pump you twice as hard.
And you'll never be the same truck again.
They would speak to each other. Though Oliver never biffs the trucks hard, he isn't afraid to ask for help when he needs it, and all of the engines are more than happy to help him. Many people, not just engines, were inspired by Oliver's great escape from the scrapyard. And he never lets the fame get to his head, and that's just what the doctor ordered, as the branch line was nearing completion. But coinciding with its grand opening was the arrival of yet another diesel on trial. But what about Scruffy, I hear you asking? Well, I'm sorry to say, but this trick on Oliver that split him in two was his very last. His remains were taken for scrap, and he was simply forgotten about. Quite a sad end for such a long-living truck. Or was it? No one is certain, but many of the trucks have sworn that they've seen the old truck around Sodor. They say he lingers around places where he observes the engines to plan the perfect trick from the shadows, and sometimes could be seen on trains looking like any other truck, but with that troublesome buck-toothed smile, causing accidents for engines like he did in life. The trucks may be troublesome, but I've always wondered if they were right. Don't you? Scotsman's visit was very welcomed. People from all around the mainland came to Sodor to see the famous engine and to meet the engines of Sodor. They all had fascinating tales and adventures to tell, though Scotsman's visit was coming to an end and the Fat Controller was visiting the sheds that night. Thank you very much for coming to the island, Scotsman. We will miss you.
Thank you, sir. It was such a joy meeting you all. I will surely miss all of you too.
And I must say, sir, it was a most excellent choice bringing a fellow Grizzly engine to the island.
Oh, here he goes again.
I'm sure it was, Gordon. All have been working splendidly these past few days, and some of you have done more than I could ever ask from you.
Sir, I've got to ask, are you sure you're not setting us up for a failure or something?
The Fat Controller then grew stern. I was getting to that, Donald. In the interest of the railway's incoming goods and passenger traffic, British Railways is putting another diesel on trial here. This decision was not one I made or that I had control of, and if he does not cause trouble of any kind, I do not want to hear any whinging. But if there is any trouble he is causing, please be quick to notify me of any disturbances.
What does that mean?
Asked Duck curiously.
It means this diesel can be troublesome and could cause problems for us.
Whatever the problem is, it better not be another breakdown. Pulling 2 dead diesels was enough for me.
And the Fat Controller was right. As the engines were being prepared for a long day's work, they heard a familiar rumbling of a diesel nearby, followed by a blare of an unfamiliar horn. A large green diesel stopped just outside of the sheds with a snooty look on its face.
Not bad. I expected much worse. At least you're all clean.
And what does that mean? Do you expect all diesels to be in these sheds?
No. I was warned of this island's choice of locomotion. It's not your fault, but, well, there's no point in keeping you all on. Too expensive, too complicated. Your controller should just get rid of you and replace you with engines like me. A fill of oil, a touch on the starter, and...
Blah, blah, blah. You've made your point, you oversized cucumber. Now be off and let some engines rest, for Pete's sake.
You just all wait when I'm pulling out of the station, rolling like a Pullman, and passing like a streak.
And the diesel scuttled away laughing. When they had the chance, all the engines held a big indignation meeting.
Disgraceful!
Disgusting!
Despicable!
To say such things to us is to be teaching him a lesson we be wanting, Donny?
Oil say, what is it with all these new diesels thinking they're so much better than all of us?
They're diesels, Monty. They're all the same. No humility, no manners, and especially no class. That's just how they all are.
Well, this one certainly is.
But I don't think it's fair to account for all diesels, Oliver.
Oh, if you were the one who was nearly sent away, Henry, you'd beg to differ.
He nearly did, Duck, but it's not fair to say Diesel represents all diesels.
Shouldn't he? He was one of the first prototypes after all, and also the first of his batch. He's just as hard as any other diesel on the mainland. And with that, Oliver and Duck puffed away before they could continue. Oliver and Duck were collecting some trains from the yard to take to the branch line when the diesel rolled alongside.
Well, isn't this an amusing sight? The Great Western Ghost ends up here on Sodor?
Bug off.
No, I'm just impressed. All those nights we were looking for you, only for you to get caught on the last stretch.
If one more of you stupid rattlers make fun of my escape one more time, I'll stick the Fat Controller's top hats in your radiator.
What a joke.
Oh, the nerve of that big green box on wheels.
What do you expect, Monty? He's a bloody diesel. They're all the same. Disrespectful, despicable, noisy, loud, Smelly hunks of metal with no respect or compassion, who take honest work from...
That is quite enough, you two. I won't have you two making such bigoted remarks about other diesels. Flying Scotsman, where did you come from? I was in a siding taking on coal and water. It was pretty difficult not to hear you two bickering. I could have heard you across the island.
Well, then you must have heard what that diesel was saying to us.
I did, and he was quite rude. But I don't think you realize just how hurtful your remarks are. It's not hurtful if it's true.
Exactly. Monty and I have both had some of the worst experiences ever with diesels.
I almost got sent away over a lie.
And I almost died because of diesels. They are all the bloody same. And what about me, Oliver? Do you think I'm a horrid diesel? Well, no, I suppose you aren't. But you're only one exception, Bear. Am I? What about Boko? Do you think he would ever wish ill on both of you?
No, Boko would never do something like that. Oh, what about Mavis, Daisy, or Rusty? Sure, they might not be perfect engines, but they certainly aren't horrid.
No, they aren't. The two engines now felt silly.
Wow, I never thought myself capable of prejudice, but now that I'm listening to myself...
I know. Bust my buffers. I'm sorry if we offended, Bear. It's alright. I'm not denying that there aren't horrid diesels.
But steamies are capable of being just as horrid as diesels are. In fact, I used to be pretty horrid myself.
Duck and Oliver were shocked by such a statement.
You, Scott? I don't believe it. Indeed I did, Duck. I could get quite rude if you met me when I was younger. And there were several more of us that were boastful. Oh yes, there were many similarities between us and the older engines. Haha, we're taking over, old-timer. Move aside as you watch the future before your eyes.
Just you wait, you scoundrel. Soon enough, you'll be replaced as well. It's the natural order of the railway.
So you see, you two? Any engine can be nasty, whether they be steamy or diesel. From what I heard, Gordon was quite a rude engine in his earlier days, but he learned sense over time. Yes, he did. And Ollie was a bit rude too when him and I used to work together.
But I learned sense more than once. Wow, I guess all of us were horrid at one point. Exactly. But this diesel will learn for himself, just like the rest of us learned from ourselves. And he indeed would, but not how anyone would expect. The next day, the diesel was purring quietly as the fitters were readying him up for his midday limited. When the diesel was finally turned on, a sudden rush of wind knocked the poor inspector's hat off the top of his head.
Look at me, Duck and Oliver, as I pull this train in stride,
he said as he moved slowly further. But as if it were magic, the diesel began to splutter and his engine choked until he came to an embarrassing halt. The diesel had overheated and came to a complete stop. The Western engines could only laugh loudly at the sight. Ha ha ha! What a joke!
Big port in D261. Was that rolling like a Pullman or passing like a streak?
As Oliver and Duck shunted the diesel into the shed behind him, the inspector was looking all over for his hat until he saw it in the diesel's air intake.
My hat! You sucked into your air intake!
Oh, bother your hat, the Fat Controller stated. The limited is due soon, and there isn't an engine available at this time who is strong enough to pull it.
Well, not just one engine, sir, but Oliver and I aren't busy at the moment.
It'll be challenging, but together I'm sure we have enough power to get at least halfway there. Well, there's no other option. Alright, that's settled.
Oliver and Duck backed onto the Limited, which was very long and filled to the brim with passengers. Once they were coupled up, the guard blew his whistle, and they tried to pull off but slipped as they tried.
Oh, come on, this is so heavy.
Hang on, Ollie. Don't spin your wheels so quickly. You're only making yourself slip. You need to spin them slowly to build some momentum.
What? How does that work?
Just do what I say. Start puffing slowly.
The passengers peered out anxiously.
Okay, now very gradually pick up the pace.
Their wheels gradually picked up speed. Oh, this is hopeless. Maybe we should get someone to put sand on the... But as Oliver spoke, the two felt themselves beginning to move.
We're moving. We're moving. We're moving!
We are!
Okay, now keep this pace, Ollie. That way, we can get the coaches moving with us.
And just as Duck said, the train moved faster with them as they moved on to the open line. We're doing it, Monty. Now let's go for a sprint.
I'm ready when you are, Ollie.
The engines passed through Elsbridge where Thomas peeped at them.
Don't stop, you two.
Then the two passed through Edward's station. Toot toot, keep going, you two. But then the two began to charge up Gordon's Hill, where they felt the coaches dragging behind them, but they wouldn't give up.
Open your sand traps, Ollie. We need extra grip.
And the sand crunched away, giving them both a little more traction, but they still struggled very hard to get to the top. Oh, come on! Full steam!
Yes! Full steam comes now, Ollie!
And just like that, the engines made it over the other side. We've done it, Monty! We've done it!
Wonderful! Don't stop now, Ollie!
And the two kept moving, surging ahead to the big station. The two pulled in tiredly into the big station, where Gordon was waiting to relieve them.
My oh my, you two are early! Not bad for a couple of tank engines.
That's one in the headlamp for old Bowler.
Indeed. James said he was as sick as boiler sludge, and getting ripped into by the fat controller.
It serves him right for saying we're out of date.
The fat controller was just furious with the diesel. You are the third diesel I have had on trial, and the third diesel I have had break down. Had you been a hard-working engine, I might have considered repairing you, though it's clear you are an arrogant engine with an even worse work ethic. You will leave tomorrow after the party is done.
As you wish, sir.
The next day, the engines were all gathered around Knapford for the last of Scotsman's excursions. We'll miss you!
You're welcome, anytime.
The engines shouted, but Gordon spoke to Scotsman like he never had to any other engine.
I'm gonna miss you, brother. You're the only piece of the family I have left.
I know, Gordon, but I'm not the only family you have. You have an entire family here on Sodor. Don't take them for granted, brother. You've known these engines for a long time.
Wake up, lazy bones. Do some hard work for a change.
Remember, Thomas, united we stand, together we fall.
And I'm sure that they all feel that you are family to them.
Because you work hard and you are a really useful engine.
Goodbye, little Edward. Look out for me this afternoon.
And what do you say?
Thank you. Thank you, Edward.
He goes gallivanting off to crew, leaving us to do his work, and comes back saying how happy he feels.
I'm sorry you didn't set a new record today.
And I'm sorry I took your coal.
Thank you, Gordon.
Well done, Gordon. You are the fastest engine on Sodor.
I'll remember that.
Until next time, little brother.
And just like that, the Flying Scotsman departed with his final train from Sodor as he rode off into the sunset. But what about the diesel, I hear you asking? Well, he left when no one was looking. He said goodbye to no one, but left behind two things: a rather nasty, oily smell, and, strangely enough, a battered bowler hat. Scotsman's visit made Gordon a much more appreciative engine of those around him. He didn't make a complete turnaround, as he still boasted every now and then, but now understands that the other engines are more than just work colleagues, but his family, and he's become a much better engine for it. And Oliver's arrival, as well as his journey with the trucks, allowed him to thrive on Sodor, becoming a model engine that many looked up to. The other engines teased the Great Western crew at first, calling their line the Little Western. But they were delighted by this name, and the name has since stuck. So, the Little Western it will always be.